What's going on, guys? It's Asal, and today we are going to be playing with the shotguns in Battlefield 4. Now, I know this is something that is pretty controversial, and I know this because I read the chat in every game, and everyone's always freaking out every time someone is just going hard with the shotgun, because previously, before the spring patch, the shotguns were a little bit unreliable and just not a very fun weapon to use, but after the spring patch, they have become very popular and very deadly, and that's very evident because in most close quarters games, you see a healthy amount of people running with the shotguns. Personally, I haven't actually tried the shotguns since the spring patch until now, so this has been a bit of a pleasant surprise for me. I've been one of the people that have been raging against the shotguns, and I thought, hey, I'll actually give them a try. So we've been using the 870 MCS shotgun, which is a pump action shotgun with the modified choke and buckshot. Buckshot seems to be one of the more popular ammo types to use. I'm not good enough to use slugs, that's definitely true. In the modified choke, I'm selecting purely because with the full choke, I find I have to be a little bit too accurate, and I'm not overly accurate to begin with. And of course, the 44 Magnum for those longer range kills when the shotgun just isn't quite enough. As I mentioned previously, the shotguns were unreliable and a little bit frustrating to use previous to that spring patch, but now they are quite satisfying to use if I do say so myself. Previously, it felt like every time you equipped one of these shotguns, it felt like you were putting yourself at a serious disadvantage, and the one-shot kills, at least with the pump action shotguns, only seemed to occur right in melee range, which was very frustrating, and I didn't like it at all. Plus, not to mention that a lot of the maps in Battlefield 4 are pretty big, and the shotgun's range was very small, adding to that frustrating experience. The actual update to the shotguns is essentially more pellets per shot at a reduced damage. Now, essentially what this does is it increases the spread, so to speak. It's more reliable. Your damage is over a more consistent area. You don't have to rely on luck so much, and also the hipfire accuracy of the shotguns has been updated, making the pump action shotguns more reliable. Now, the automatic ones, it didn't really matter so much because you could just go bam, 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 and it didn't really matter where you were aiming, but I feel like with a pump action shotgun in close quarters, it really should be a one-shot kill, and now it's much more easy to achieve that, but previously the spread was quite wide, and again, it just led to a very unreliable experience. So shotguns in Battlefield are now more reliable, and that's great, but the fact remains that a lot of people still complain about them, and they say that the guns are too strong now, because a lot of people do use them. Like on Operation Locker, maybe half the people will be running with the shotgun, especially on Team Deathmatch. It seems to be that shotguns are taking over Team Deathmatch, and a lot of people don't like that, and you even see some no shotgun servers, which reminds me of Battlefield 3 back on canals when people wouldn't allow the shotguns on canals because they absolutely wrecked on that map. Now, I think that the buff makes sense. The shotguns weren't good previously. They were hard to use. They felt like they were putting you at a disadvantage compared to other weapons, and I think it makes sense that they are now more useful. But again, of course, people are going to complain anytime they buff a weapon, especially a weapon like a shotgun, because they're considered like a noob weapon. I know it makes sense because they don't have the most skill required because you don't have to be right on your target. They have a big spread, and I can understand how some people could see that would be frustrating, but at the same time, I also don't think it makes sense to have a weapon in a game that is unreliable, especially a weapon like a shotgun that really should just absolutely wreck face in close quarters. Now I'll pass this along to you, the viewer. What do you think about the shotguns in Battlefield 4? I personally thought they were a little bit overpowered, but then I actually went and tried them, and I thought, hey, this actually makes sense for these weapons to be how strong they are. They're not too strong. I don't think that they're overpowered in any sense. Maybe a little bit strong in some situations, but it makes sense. They're shotguns. They should be strong in close quarters. You definitely can't do kills across the map with these things, and I want to know what you guys think about these. Have they really ruined the game? Do you think they're that strong? Leave a comment down below. And as always, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more Battlefield content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Everyone, this has been Asal, and I will see you guys next time.